It's UDP therapy here today, and we are talking about something that I'm very passionate about as someone who has worked with a handful of minis, and I just adore them. And so you can find this post on my Facebook, but I will be reading through it today. So if you prefer audio, stick around. If you prefer to read, head over to Facebook. This is a short post, so hopefully it shouldn't take too long, but I tend to say that and then it takes 20 minutes. So, but I think we've all heard the phrase, minis are devils, minis, the red mare of minis. Just they don't listen, they're moody, the whole 9 yards. We've all heard it. And I've had some pretty rank minis in my care, don't get me wrong. But not once have I agreed with that statement. I always investigated rather than just believe. And I was always able to get within that mini, and they went from rank to the perfect gentleman. I've never had a mini in my care always stay moody. So let's talk about why that is. I find minis are usually purchased for kids or as a buddy for their horse to save money from another full size, and that's all fine, nothing wrong with that. However, I also find people use the common phrase as an excuse when there's actually pain. Not on purpose, but people figure, well, they were moody when I got them, so they must just be moody. I'm going to use my personal mini, Beast Boy, as an example. However, I want to clarify the previous owner took phenomenal care of him, and I am still in contact with her. These issues I will be discussing could have occurred from stress of moving or general timing. It could have been within her care. I can't say for sure. Great person, so things happen. Beast was a little bit head shy when I got him. You couldn't touch around his ears. Not dangerous, but just enough to notice. He'd toss his head up and down as if he was nodding whenever you groomed. He also had a habit of rearing and impatience. I think most people would have assumed it's his personality, but I had a heavy doubt for that. First thing on the list was I had the dentist out for him right away, wanting to start with that, and he was due for dental, most definitely. After getting his teeth done, nothing changed, so I was certain that was the source. However, the symptoms still resided until we continued to fix the compensation patterns. I started my personal body work on him and noticed intense pressure in his pole and TMJ, which explains all of his symptoms. If you had a migraine, would you want your face touched? Sort of thing. In my professional opinion, I think minis are prone to pole tension. His teeth needing done had caused that pole and TMJ soreness. It was a team effort. I'm not going to sit here and say that I did it all myself. It was a few months of my body work, followed by one chiropractic appointment from my one of the professionals that work on my team, and he popped the joint back into place. Then a few more months of body work as preventative and keep it in place. And not only did the rearing completely end, but the head tossing during grooming also went away. He became one of my most patient horses, and definitely one of the easiest to exercise. Not only that, but his personality seemed different. His eyes were much calmer, and he was a lot clingier, more like a curious child than a toddler stuck in terrible twos. I hate the stereotype that minis don't listen and are moody, as I've had some great minis in my care that are kind and listen incredibly well. I think oftentimes these issues stem from poor saddle fit, or children too big to ride, but it also occurs from pure nutrition or lack of turnout. Essentially all the same causes as a full-sized horse, which is why I give him the same care, attention, and exercise as my full-size, which unfortunately not everyone does with their mini. However, the biggest thing to remember is you can do everything right, like in the case of beasts, but sometimes muscles and joints go sore and get pushed out of place. You shouldn't assume they're moody. You should assume something happened and look at your choices. For example, bodywork is a great therapy for your mini to ensure they are sound and happy, as sore muscles can absolutely cause attitude issues. Remember, a mini is just a small horse. So if you believe in exercise for your horse, shouldn't you believe in exercise for your mini? If you believe in nutritional care for your horse, shouldn't you believe in that for your mini? Everything should stay the same. If you believe in bodywork for your horse, if you can afford it, add bodywork for your mini. Especially if you're noticing something going on, like behavior issues or physical posture issues, things like that. My mini looks exactly like a small horse because I keep up with his care. So when you come across a moody mini, don't laugh. Instead, try to understand what they are communicating to you. Tack fit, nutritional issue, soreness, too much weight on their back. It's a whole list. Yeah, that is the article. So I do offer massage in Southeast Michigan and also all across Michigan, depending on the amount of horses I can get on schedule. I am also a farrier for minis and full size for both of those. Donkeys, mules, all 9 yards. So yeah, thank you so much, and I will see you guys.